Hello everyone, how are we feeling? I hope we're doing good, because I'm about to ruin your mood. So we're all aware of the internet, right? We're all aware of YouTube and YouTubers. I mean, you're watching a YouTuber on the internet right now. But what we're not aware of is what our favorite internet people go to outside of the internet. This seems kind of obvious to some, to other people they kind of forget because of the anonymousness of the internet. But they could be miserable, you know? They could be going through a whole lot of shit. Or they could be having the time of their lives, we don't know. All we know is what's in front of us, in front of that screen. But this is why we should be considerate, right? This is why we should be nice to everyone regardless of who they are, because we don't know what they're going through. Well, in comes the most LARPed game of all time. I'll give you some time to think about what game I'm probably talking about. It's Knee Streamer Overload. Or Needy Girl Overdose, depends on like how you know it. If you're not aware of like what Knee Streamer Overload is, it's basically this streamer racing simulator about this like mentally ill girl named Ame who wants to become like the biggest streamer on the internet. She wants 1 million subscribers. And there are two sides to this fandom. There's the people that see that she's mentally ill and they go, "Oh my god, I love her, she's literally me! She's just like me for real!" And then there's the other people who go like, "Oh my god, she's mentally ill, she's just like my crazy ex." Both people are larpers. Both of them suck. No, I'm kidding. But I want to talk about why it's so larped and my views on the game because like, despite what I just said, I also relate to Ame. I've also gone through some of the things that she's gone through, and therefore this game means a lot to me as a mentally ill person. And I want to do it justice. And I know there's like a lot of videos on this game already, and I know that there's a lot that's already been said. But I want to like throw my hat in the ring, and since the anime is coming out like very soon, actually I think it's already out, just like a couple of episodes in, but yeah, you get my point. I want to talk about this game, I want to talk about what it means to me, and hopefully you guys like it. Anyway, first I want to talk about what I mean by LARPed. So LARP basically stands for live action roleplay. So like, imagine a bunch of old sweaty men pretending to be their Dungeons and Dragons characters. That's what LARPing is. Nowadays, however, it means to pretend to be knowledgeable about something, like music or games, like Knee Streamer Overload. Now that I already explained that, you probably understand where I'm coming from. You've probably seen LARPers on the internet, and you've probably seen people that like pretend to know Knee Streamer Overload, like have Kangel as profile pictures and stuff like that, despite never have played the game. It's all very public, like, they're common people. But you may be wondering like why it's LARPed, because it's not like it's inaccessible. Like there's many like playthroughs on the internet, there's many like ways to play the game. It's all there for you. And now that the anime is coming out, you can also watch that as well, except I'm not really sure how true to the game it is. I haven't watched it yet, but that's also a way you can consume the media. And the reason why it's so LARPed is because, like, long story short, she's realistic. And you may be wondering how that correlates. Well, people play the game, right? And you've probably seen screenshots of Knee Streamer Overload on the internet, like on Twitter or something, and where they like, she's begging for affection or she's breaking down, and people like see those screenshots and they go, wow, that's really relatable, she's just like me for real. And people think that's all there is to the game, like just this mentally ill girl who happens to be really relatable. But there's so much more to the game. There's like, it talks about being a woman on the internet, it talks about what it's like to be sexualized, it talks about so many things in one game. And it's really realistic, and it's very like raw and real, and that's the truth of being like Ame. Like, people see her and they kin her and they're very public about kinning her, but like that's not the point. You're not supposed to be like proud of it. Like, I'm mentally ill as well. Like, I have BPD, I have so many other things. And I understand where Ame's coming from. As I said, I relate to her. But, like, in turn, I understand where the kinnings are coming from too. Because you look at that and you go, huh, maybe I can find comfort in knowing that there's someone out there like me. Or, hey, maybe if I play into the mental illness, then everything will be okay. Because it'll be all aesthetic and cute. And, like, I guess there's nothing inherently wrong with that, and it'd be really hypocritical of me to say that there is, because again, I was also like that at one point. But it's like, you have to know how to manage it. You have to know that you can be like her, but you have to acknowledge that it's not something that you should be proud of. You should acknowledge that, like, you have some things that you need to work on, because it's a very raw and real game. As I said, it's not very sugar-coated. Like, it goes through all the bad endings, all the ways that, like, you see her be mentally ill, and you see how she, like, ends up because of it, and that's scary. It has psychological horror in the tags. It's very disturbing. And that's partially why it means so much to me. Like, I played the game, and I was like, God, this is so real! I can, like, see myself in her, but also, this is painful to watch. I'm pretty sure in this video I'm gonna, like, put the part where she self-harms, and, like, I was doing my damnedest not to, like, unlock that part, and I did. And this is, like, the third time I'm watching it, like, in my gameplay. And it's disturbing. It's not fun to watch, it's not fun to, like, acknowledge. And I think that's what the point is. Like, you're allowed to relate, you're allowed to see yourself in her. But it's not like a fun and quirky thing, it's scary. I think before I move on to my next point, I should, like, state my problem with larpers, because, like, again, I see where they're coming from. I've said that, like, lots of times already. But my problem with them is that, like, they treat their problems like a joke. They treat them like they're minimal. Because the more you, like, aestheticize, that's not a word, but the more you pretend that everything that she's going through is fun and normal and all that icky stuff, like, you're in turn just normalizing what's going on there, and you're, like, treating it as if it's not a problem at all when it really is. There's so many, like, good themes in the story, that's what I already said, and, like, they should be talked about, they should be discussed, but not in the way that larpers are doing it. I haven't talked about the haters as much, but, like, even they don't understand, like, Ame as a character, because, again, treating her as if, like, she's a bad person, or, like, treating her as if, like, there's something inherently wrong with her, and, like, I see your point with that, but there's nothing wrong with mentally ill people, they're just that mentally ill. And you can dislike her, but you have to acknowledge that there's a lot of nuance with her character, and you have to acknowledge that she's really well written, because she is. This is the point of the video where I move on to the main point. So I kind of lied to you guys. At the beginning of the video, I said there was, like, two main people in the fandom. There are the people that see themselves in her, and then there's the people that hate her. But there's this secret third part which fucking disgusts me. Okay, these people are the ones that think that they can fix her. Here's the thing though, you can't. And that's not a challenge. People hear, like, you can't fix her, and they think, like, oh, you think I can't? Well, watch me. No! No, you can't! And you can't because you're not supposed to. Ame is a very dependent person, as we see throughout the game. We all know P-chan, they're basically, like, the mascot of the game. And they're very, like, dependent on each other. Like, Ame depends on them for all of her actions. They choose, like, what she does during the day, the streams she does, everything. And that's very, like, it's very open about it too, because at the beginning of the game, she literally flat out asks P-chan to do all that. And the thing is, P-chan basically ruins her life in every single ending. In all endings, they choose her fate, purposely or not. They choose how many drugs she takes, they choose where she hallucinates, they choose everything. And sometimes it's purposefully, because, like, they look up a tutorial on YouTube and, like, they try to do the exact same things just so they could get the same results. The thing is, though, a lot of people, they want a mentally ill girl to fix, and it's fucking disgusting to treat as a fetish. It's not a fetish. You are not a fetish. Like, for example, the BBD slut server that I see going around, oh, it pisses me off. It pisses me off because, like, if it's not okay to treat it as a joke, and if it's not okay to treat it like you're minimizing it, then what makes you think it's okay to treat it as a fetish? And some of these people, they have just the purest thoughts in mind. They're all like, oh, I want to fix her and then we can all be happy together. No! You can't do that either! Because again, you're not supposed to! You'll notice if you play the game that the best endings are the ones where she takes matters into her own hands. Like, she does what she thinks is best for herself, and she gets notably happier as a result. Even the ending where she quits screaming to get an actual job is not an issue of, "Oh, you didn't reach the goal." The literal problem is that she has no problems. She went to therapy and she's happier. But even then, in that ending, I don't think it's a good ending, personally, because I think there's an issue with how she needed to be forced to be fixed. And I think like that's another main message of the game, right? Like, I've joked about people fixing me before, back when I was like really mentally ill. But you gotta realize that the only person that can fix you is yourself. And hear me out, because that sounds really corny, but it's true. The only person that can fix you is yourself. I have to repeat that so it got into your brain. If you put your life into other people's hands, like how Ami did with Peach-chan, it will ruin you. They will do anything in their power to ruin you. Because no matter how good of a person you think they are, they're not capable of doing that. They're not capable of changing your life for the better because they're still human just like you. They're still flawed. Like, even therapists and all that, and even they can't fix you because you have to put in the effort to fix yourself as well. And I think that's what people mean when they say that you need to learn to love yourself, because if you don't, then you'll subject yourself to so many bad things. And you won't know it because you're so used to like treating yourself like shit. So yeah, learn to love yourself. Learn to live with your own permission. And you'll find that the approval of others doesn't matter as much. Like, be nice to everyone, of course. Like, don't be arrogant and stuff, but don't limit yourself. Because if you limit yourself and you let other people control your life, as I said, you'll be miserable. And you'll be at your greatest when you realize that true happiness comes from chasing internal values rather than external. It sounds really corny, but it's true.